Okay, well I haven't done a rant for a while and I think we're long overdue. So as some of those living in this country may or may not be aware, this past Tuesday was Election Day. Here in my voting district, we only had one issue on the ballot, the bond issue. The district where I went to high school, also the district where I'm currently teaching, is at the moment trying to get money to build a new building. Not long ago, state inspectors came through all 3 of the buildings in our school district and basically said, these aren't up to code, you're gonna have to build a new building. And looking at our 3 buildings, it's pretty easy to see why. The elementary and middle schools were both built, I believe, sometime in the late 20s. They are old brick 3-story buildings with no handicap accessibility. In addition, they're not nearly big enough. Both of them have modular attachments, and there's asbestos, I believe, in the elementary school. So not really the place you want to send your kids. The high school, which is the newest building, also has asbestos. In addition, the back wall is falling off. So the state is right. We need new buildings. And the state is willing to give us money for these new buildings. And so this is the second time the bond issue has been up on the ballot. The first time it was soundly defeated, 2-1, 66% of voters voted against it. And so they made some changes. They said, okay, the high school is still fairly new, so we won't replace that one, we'll just replace the middle school and the elementary school. They did a better job advertising for it, they put up more propaganda for the bond issue, all that sort of thing. And there was an improvement. Only 65% of the voters voted against it this time. Now I probably don't need to tell you that I am very much in support of this bond issue. I tutor 2 students, one from the elementary school, one from the middle school. Both of them have physical disabilities and neither one of them are able to attend regular schooling because they can't navigate the stairs. I think these buildings need to be built. I think it's only going to improve the quality of education, but the residents of this area don't want their taxes to go up, which is understandable. It's a difficult economic time, I understand that. But they also don't really see the need for the new school. They don't get it. They don't get why we need a new school. That school was perfectly good enough for them and their parents. It should be good enough for our kids. Well, yeah, that pretty much illustrates why we need to improve our quality of education. But here's the thing, I could rant about this issue, which is, I mean, really the point of Rant Fridays, for me to rant about things. But honestly, I've gotten to the point where I honestly couldn't give a shit if they pass the thing or not. The state has mandated that we need new schools. The state has basically told us these buildings are going to be built. They have to be. Your buildings are not sufficient. Whether or not the residents here want the buildings built or think that it's necessary for the buildings to be built is completely irrelevant. The buildings are going to be built. And as a result, taxes are going to go up. It's unavoidable. It's gonna happen. The residents of this area basically have a choice. They can have their taxes go up a little bit now, or they can have their taxes go up a lot later when the state withdraws their support. If they continue to defeat this bond issue, they're only gonna have to pay a hell of a lot more money later for these buildings to be built. And here's the thing with me. I don't have any kids going to the school district. After next year, I'm not going to have any family members going through the school district. My brother's graduating. I don't plan to be teaching in this school district after this year. But both of the students that I'm tutoring, even had they passed the bond issue this last time, they weren't going to benefit from the new buildings anyway. And even if I was still going to be living here, the area where I live isn't affected by the tax increase anyway. So it really makes absolutely no difference to me. I will continue to vote for the bond issue as long as it comes up on the ballot because I'm an educator and I believe that this is important. But if they don't pass this damn thing, they're only hurting themselves. And I just realized that I took the route that I usually take to the library, except I'm going to the bank. So there's my rant. I hope you enjoyed, despite the fact that it's a completely local issue that I'm ranting about today. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.